Good afternoon, it's 3 o'clock. And welcome to today's meeting of the Committee of Adjustment. Our job today is to review an application for consent as they apply to certain lands in the municipality of Meaford. I'd like to start first by introducing the members of the committee, 3 of the 5 of which are here today. On my far right is David Cramp. Next to him is Ed Ormsby. I'm Cam Hall. I'm the vice chair, and I'm standing in for Terry Williams, who's away, as is Peter Tobel. The municipal planning staff in attendance are Helen Fascinato and Gabe Pucci. Good. This committee is legally required to make decisions that conform to the Provincial Planning Act as well as the county and local official plans. The municipal planning staff have prepared detailed reports and recommendations for this committee based on those documents. In addition, municipal policy and procedures encourage the community to share their thoughts about a proposed application. Your constructive comments will help us make informed decisions on these applications. For those of you who may have pre-registered for today's meetings or are in attendance here, you will have the opportunity to speak. I will call upon you at the appropriate time. It is not necessarily to be solely in favor of or in opposition to an application. You are welcome to identify those elements of the proposal that you do or do not like or ask questions as well. The applicant will also have the opportunity to respond to any comments or questions should they wish to do so. Anyone wishing to receive notice of the decision or any of the application being heard today will need to contact the Secretary Treasurer, Gabe, of this committee by email at planning@meaford.ca or by phone at 519-538-1060, extension 1120. So specifically today, our meeting is to address 3 applications for consent under Section 45 of the Planning Act for lands known as Concession A, Part Lot 15 in Sydenham. Requirement is to hold this meeting is that there must have been at least 14 days notice as prescribed by the Planning Act. Gabe, can you please confirm that the public notice was provided at least 14 days prior to this meeting?
Through you, Mr. Chair, we actually need to make sure that the minutes of last committee were actually taken care.
Oh, I didn't think we wanted to actually do that.
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
No worries.
thank you. Have people reviewed the minutes from the previous meeting? Are there any changes? If you could add me to the absent and anybody on the committee have any pecuniary interest or other interest in the properties under discussion today? None, thank you. The land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge that we are meeting on the traditional lands and treating territory of the Saugeen Ojibwe Nation, which includes the Chippewas of Nawash Unceded First Nation and the Chippewas of Saugeen First Nation. We also recognize the Métis, whose ancestors shared this land and these waters. We extend our gratitude to the Anishinaabe and Métis people and their descendants, past, present, and future, who continue to care for and inhabit these lands and tend these waters. Previous meeting minutes, sorry, and Gabe, will you please summarize the application and provide us with any comments that you have received concerning this proposal?
Through Mr. Chair, first of all, notice was given on January 9, 2025, giving more than the required 14 days notice for consent. The applicant is requesting consent to sever 3 residential building lots from an existing 31.74 hectare vacant parcel. Each lot will be 0.6 hectares in size, and each will have 44 meters of frontage on concession A. The lands would be serviced by private well and septic system and would have access to on concession A, an open and maintained municipal road. Comments with generally no concern or objection were received by Historic Saugeen Métis, Niagara Escarpment Commission, and Hydro One, However, comment with recommendations and concerns were received by Gray Sobel Conservation Authority and Gray County, and both recommend deferral due to environmental concerns. Helena, the planner, will be able to expand on that concern. Thank you.
Lena, can you, are there any additional comments?
Yes, thank you. Through you, Mr. Vice Chair. So we have recommended refusal of the application at this time due to concerns regarding the availability of on-site servicing and also the impact of the proposed building envelopes on the nearby environmental features. Regarding the on-site servicing, this area is known to have issues with potable water. And so we, along with the county, have recommended that a condition be included that well test results are submitted to show that there is suitable water available to each of the proposed lots. There's also been concerns raised regarding the proposed septic systems on the properties by our staff and as well as Gray Sobel. These proposed lots all have environmental features that limit the building envelope, and staff have concerns that the building code setbacks may not be achievable based on this. Also, Gray Sobel Conservation Authority have noted that it appears that the water course shown on the applicant site plan is different than their mapping. So they recommend that further investigations are conducted. And the lot fabric may need to be reconfigured as a result of these investigations. And if they were approved today, then they would be locked into the lot configuration that is approved. So staff are recommending that the applicant defer so that they can do these further investigations. And if the lot fabric has to be reconfigured, then they won't need to come back for further severance approvals. If the committee does grant approval, we have included recommended conditions. Comments were received from Gray Sobel after the report was written, so we do have 2 additional conditions that were included that will be read out later. And I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Has each member of the committee visited the subject lands? And does any member of the committee have any comment with respects to their site visit?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair. I guess is the applicant online or here? Probably we should hear from them before I would pass any comment, I think. Thank you.
I didn't know if you had any comments arising from your visit to.
No.
Okay,
No.
thank you. The applicant wish to make any comments at this point in time?
Not that I can think of, that was.
We go to the maybe, we have it on tape. If I can use that term.
Yeah, I have no comments at this time. Just kind of able to hear everybody out at this point.
Okay, is
Zoom right now, they're just over the.
so Bev is not available at the moment?
He's been trying, I've seen they're trying to get him on, but he hasn't come on yet.
Okay.
She can try to go in, there's also
I don't know if you could help me with this just while we're waiting. The discrepancy that seems to exist between the map or the water course map that the Gray Sobel has been looking at and the one that was presented with your application. Do you have any idea why they're they're quite different?
No, like I hired GSS Engineering to do that part. They did the grading and site plan for that. And then Linda from SAR Environmental did all the environmental work, so I never actually, like, I kind of know where the water runs, so when I look at the site plan, it looks different to me than what I know on foot. So, but that's just, I don't walk around and follow where the water's actually going and measure where it actually exists, but To me, lot one would be the best lot on there, but it seems to be the one with the most controversy at this point. So, but that's just me wandering, having had the property for 16 years and
Okay, I thank you. Bev is, I believe, on the line now, is she? Bev, are you there? Bev, could you mute yours, please? Bev?
Unmute. I'm sorry. Do you hear me now?
We can hear you now, thank you.
Oh, wonderful. My apologies, Mr. Chair and committee. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. You've met Chris McCall, the applicant already. We have, as you know, we've proposed 3 lots. We have received the comments that have been provided by the various agencies. We do feel that we can satisfy the policies that are in place, both provincial, county, and local, and we're prepared to do that. We do ask for a deferral of the application to give us time to satisfy everyone. We have had our biologist on site. She has done a site-specific assessment and been actually on the property. So we're confident that we can address the concerns of the Conservation Authority and the county. We have also had our engineers looking into water in the area, and Mr. McCall is familiar with the area. We're prepared to meet the provincial water standards or guidelines, but we appreciate a deferral to give us sufficient time to do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So I've heard the request for deferral, which seems reasonable in light of what's going on. The committee members are comfortable with that approach at this point in time?
Yep, yes.
Gabe, I think that then this matter should be deferred.
Yeah, we can officially defer the application and send it to one of the following meetings.
I'm sorry?
We can officially defer the application and send it to one of the meetings in the next few months, whenever they're ready.
Bev, do you have any sense for how long it would take before you'd be ready to come before the committee again?
Given the comments from the county that they want their ecology staff to attend the site when they can obviously see something on site, I'm not sure whether we can do it before the spring, but we will certainly be working on this in the interim and let you know as soon as possible, or let the staff know as soon as possible, when we may be able to come back to the committee. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We certainly don't anticipate, we wouldn't be anticipating putting this on the meeting for February then. It'd be March at the earliest, more realistically April or May, I would suspect, Gabe, just for your information. You comfortable with that, Bev?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
To defer this motion?
I'll make a motion that we defer this.
Thank you. Given that this was the only matter on the agenda for this time, are there any other matters that need to be discussed at this point?
Mr. Chair, the next meeting will be on February 26, 2025 at 3 p.m.
You said February 26th?
26, yeah. And if you have anything to add to adjourn the meeting.
No, I have nothing to add to that, and this meeting is now adjourned of the Committee of Adjustment.